It was at this moment that he knew.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's bad hair day, forgive my locks. Before you watch this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and like this video. If you enjoyed watching it, please don't forget to like this video so more people can see it, and hit the subscribe button because I would love to have you as part of my channel family. So this trip was a trip to Berbice that was organized by some Guyanese students in my class, and they invited me and a couple of other students to go along. So we left from Providence, Georgetown, and we had a bus that took us straight to Berbice and back. So most of our going around was with a hired bus. We weren't hopping cars or hopping buses, but you will see the rest of the information in the video. Enjoy watching. So to know me is to know that I do my research whenever I'm traveling somewhere, and so I'd researched Berbice and what to expect, and I saw this famous toll gate in almost every video, and I'm like, I have to capture this moment as well. And so I was grateful and excited I was able to capture this toll gate as well as the Berbice Bridge, which are some of the famous landmarks you would see entering into the county. And once again, you just see that beautiful greenery that is like common to the Caribbean, common to tropical islands, and common to Guyana. That just makes everywhere look peaceful and calm and beautiful. And you see the river underneath the bridge that is just massive. There's an explanation as to why Guyana water is not clear, not that bright blue clear water, and maybe I will do another video on that later with a Guyanese so that they can explain that. So one thing I had definitely done was underestimated just how big Berbice is. From the point of entering through the bridge, it took us close to another hour. Close to another hour of driving to get to our friend's place, Louisiana. She stays in Berbice, and so she acted as a tour guide for most of our trip down to Berbice. She made sure to show some fun spots to check out, and basically she was the first place we visited when we got there. But like from the bridge to our house, it took us like close to an hour to get there. So I definitely not expected that Berbice was that big, and it was pleasantly surprising. So at this point we had gotten to our house, we had hung out for a bit, and we're about to head out to check out the county. That's her there in the black shirt. So we had hired a bus for the trip, like I mentioned earlier. So we just piled into the bus, ready to start our exploring. At this point, we're passing through Village 36, and you can see the Caribe rice plant, or the Nand Persaud rice milling company. I think that's it, yes. And that's where most of the rice produced in Guyana is produced from and shipped out to the rest of the area. The next place we visited was the Classic International Hotel, which is situated right alongside the Corentyne River seawall that borders Guyana and Suriname. So it was such a perfect location because I tried to cut out most of the sound from this video because you could just hear the wind, and I didn't have enough equipment to cut out so much noise, but you could just hear the wind. It was windy, it was cool, it was such a nice place. And they had the hotel, and behind the hotel is like a restaurant and bar where you could order some food or just hang out with friends and chill. One thing I did forget though was to find out the pricing of the hotel. But if you're ever in the East Berbice-Corentyne region and you need a place that you can rest and hang out, they have an indoor pool as well, and it also, like I said, is situated along the Guyana-Suriname border. So if you just need a place where you could hang out and chill and still see a couple of sites in Berbice, then I would suggest this location because it was perfect. After leaving the bar, we went to check out the Corentyne river that borders Guyana and Suriname. And so you see the path we're walking down from is Guyana, and the tree line far ahead of us is Suriname. So the river is the border between Guyana and Suriname. It was such a nice experience, such a good place to check out, just knowing that a boat ride away is the difference between Guyana and Suriname. So it's definitely a cool place to check out.
Yeah, girl. Yes. Come on. So you can take a boat to Suriname from here. But there's a selling that way. You can take a boat to Eva. But then there's a legal selling that way. You can go in the big ferry with the car. You can try to finish the also.
So the next location we checked out was Seas and Breeze, and it's a liquor restaurant, a bar. They have a couple of cool things that you can check out. You can get food as well as drinks, and it was just a very cool location. I had to take out the audio once again because the noise was a lot. There was so much interference because of how close we were to the river. The breeze was very loud. I mean, it's expected, but like even with editing and trying to cut out, like I just couldn't take out all of the interference, and so I decided to just take the audio out. But this was a very cool location to check out because at top of the stairs they have like an indoor area where you can hang out when it gets rainy or extremely sunny, and then they also have this location by the side that is exposed, and you can see all the way down the Corentyne River as well as like it's in the open sun. This is a very cool location if you want to have breakfast or lunch overlooking the river, but make sure to come with your sun hats and have your hair packed because the wind is going to blow you away, literally. So this is the point that you're probably wondering just how many locations we visited. And this isn't the half of it. Like, this isn't even the half of it. This just goes to show like how many fun spots there are to check out in Berbice. So if you're ever thinking of traveling to Guyana, this is one place you should probably check out. There's just so much to see, and it's such a beautiful place. The 63 beach, as my friend jokingly called it, is the Sahara Desert of Guyana. And when you see it, you will know why they call it that. From the beach down to the waterline, it's brown because the water itself is not clear blue like I'd mentioned. So it just looks like you're looking at a desert, like brown sand. However, if you get closer, you can see where there begins to be a demarcation between the sand and the waterline.
But why did they leave it there? They usually do. I don't know, but they like just do their tattoo.
After leaving the beach, we headed down to our tour guide's ranch, Louisiana's ranch, and this was such a fun experience. We got to see a lot of animals. I have said to her that her house is like a zoo, and it just feels like such an exciting place to live in. There were horses, and the horses were pretty gentle. She taught us how to pet the horse by allowing it to smell our hands first before petting it. It was such a cool experience. I did not know that. But the horses were gentle. We got to see a couple of other animals, ducks and goats and cows and sheep and parrots and a couple of dogs. It was just an exciting place to be. Now, this is a private property, so I do not know about visitors coming in to check out the ranch. But one thing I did realize is that there are a couple of ranches in Berbice, private owned, that have like much of the same features that you could probably arrange a visit with to check out the animals and check out like the ranch in completely, like ranch in general.
Look on top of the microwave, get something that look like an achar.
And this is what something that look like an achar. It's a salmon.
What's this? What's for this?
That's duck curry.
Yeah, don't catch me in the video. Yeah, I don't know. You don't remember a person, you know? What's your name?
You see that good?
You should walk with everything? But I can't eat it. That's crazy.
Shane, I've been videoing you for So after eating, we decided to continue with the rest of our tour of Berbice, and we decided to go fishing because, I mean, that's one thing you should try when you're in Berbice. But we did throw the fish back in after catching them, and yes, they were still alive. We like caught them and immediately threw them back in. Sorry for the flinging. And then after that, we arranged for a boat to take us down the Corentyne River. Now, I think these boats are called canoes, but I do not know what they're called in Guyana. I don't know if there's a different name for them, but in Nigeria and elsewhere, I think they're called canoes, but I do not know what they're called in Guyana. If you do know the names for these boats, then please comment down below. Now, getting into this boat was serious hard work. Like, it took precise planning and calculation so that we would not fall down and, fall into the water. But after the first person went in, from then on, it was like pretty much easy for everyone else to go into the boat. And then we all got into the boat, and we had to arrange ourselves accordingly in a way that the weight was equally distributed and we would not fall. This took another like 20 minutes because we almost fell in just trying to arrange and trying to figure out where everyone was supposed to sit so that we would not sink. But we finally got the hang of it, took some cute videos and pictures, and as you can see, most of these videos I'm here recording. Yes, so once we had figured out how to sit down and everything, we started going down the river. And I must say, it was such a nice experience. The greenery, the calmness of the river, the trees surrounding, it was just a really nice experience. And then I was having one of those creator moments, trying to create content and like, just putting my hands on the surface of the water and then, making a video of it. And then we now saw a crocodile. What are crocodiles called in Guyana? I know there's a particular name for them. We saw a crocodile entering into the water, and immediately I shot my hand out of the water like, not today, Satan. Like, it's not today my hand is going to get eaten by a croc. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. As you can see, the landscape was super pretty. I feel like this is such a good location for pictures if you want to. And then at some point down the river, before we got like to the end, and we didn't go down all the way down to the end of the river, we decided to go horseback riding because we happened to see a horse rather, as we were going down the river, and we asked if we could take rides on the horse, and it was such a fun experience. We all got to ride. We took turns, but like 5 minutes each, we all got to ride the horses. After the horse riding, we decided to head back. For a minute, the motto of the canoe didn't start, and then it looks like the beginning of every horror movie where students are stranded in the middle of the river and then the anaconda comes out to eat them up. But yeah, we finally got the motto to start and we were able to head back. All in all, I would say this trip was definitely a fun one. We got to check out so many different places. We got to really see Berbice, see lots of cool places, try lots of cool activities. And if you're ever in Berbice, Guyana, you should definitely try doing all these activities. You should definitely try check some of these places out. And so we headed back from Berbice to Georgetown, Providence. It was just like really cool going back after such a fun day and fun experience. Thanks for watching to the end. If you did, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe.
I am like a dog.